Are you sitting comfortably? Are you sitting comfortably? Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin.
And now for something completely different.
What's happening, everybody? Thanks for joining me again. This is now episode 3 of Decoding My Dreams. Whew, yeah, I've got a doozy this time. This is, it was a pretty hard-hitting night terror that I had this morning. These type of dreams, I would, if I was to rate on a scale of 1 to 10, rating a nightmare for effect, this was definitely one of those 10 dreams. So I called it the dark water demon. How it started out, I found myself in, I guess I would describe it as a basement, but it wasn't my basement. It seemed like more of an industrial type area, warehouse, basement of something, somewhere not residential, let's put it that way, maybe even a power station. There was a big, why I say power station, there was a big metal block that I sort of think could have been like a generator or a transformer. But from around it and on the floor, I could see there was this black dust. I think now I might describe it almost as like spores, fungus spores, mold spores. But as I looked at the dust, it was forming into tendrils, and there were all these rivers of water that were flowing in. And as the rivers of water flowed in, all these small little streams, they were picking up this black dust, and then the black dust was forming into black ribbons of this black goo that was sort of traveling along as the water, and it was all kind of getting sucked underneath this big machine. To try and describe it, it was maybe a bit like a venom, when all the little black gooey tendrils are all sort of coalescing, and then there's this whole pile of black tendrils, almost like worms, but way longer, forming veins and arteries, all this black creature. And it was all formed with water as well as all this black goo, and this was all festering under this machine. There were other people around, and no one really seemed bothered by it. I was trying to point people to this was happening. What is this? We need to run. Something's going on. No one seemed to care. It seemed like people knew about it, but nobody wanted to talk about it. It was kind of being like hidden, like it's fine, everything's fine. And I remember like there were some rooms adjacent to this machine where this dark water demon was festering. The doors, I would open a door and there would be black goo leaking out of it, and I would jam the door back shut again. So this was spreading beyond just its central point, and it was getting out of hand, but no one wanted to deal with it. Now that I think about it, my dad was there, but he was just there as an observer, which is often the case. I do have my dad does come to my dreams a lot, but more as an observer. We don't have conversations or interactions, but I've come through a whole other story, come to realize that my father is actually reincarnated in another life right now. So his soul is very active and very busy, but still connected. I think we are some sort of soul brothers on a larger map, but that's for another story. So this black water demon is festering. No one wants to deal with it. I woke up in a full sweat. My body was frozen from my solar plexus to my root. If you want to think of energy, chakra meridians, my solar plexus to root were completely frozen, and my muscles, my core, everything was totally jammed up. So having trouble getting control of my breathing and heart rate and all that kind of stuff. I got up and I had a drink of water. I had a couple of Tums. I had a quick walk around, dried off, went back to bed, and tried to get some more sleep. But it's one of those kind of dreams. It's just been lingering all day, really hard to shake. So hopefully by doing this, I can give it the attention that it's wanting or asking for, or whatever this is. I had one other dream in the past that I would consider sort of an elemental based demon. It was a fire demon. I called it a fire demon at the time of the dream, and it was kind of like I would describe it as like a fire salamander, but it was the size of a human or bigger, so it was part salamander, part human, all in red with flames coming out of it. That dream, I don't remember being negative in any sort of significant. It was intense, but I don't remember the fire demon being evil per se. It just had a significant role to play. But thinking about this dark water demon now, I remember one thing about the dream was, in my dream I knew the way that to conquer the water demon was through fire. It's something about fire had to go down its mouth. Like, if you could beam fire down its yap, that would be the solution. So that's kind of interesting now that I'm sort of unfolding it, that I have dreamt about a fire demon. I'm sure if the fire demon was to show up, it would have a hell of a battle with this dark water demon. What does it mean? I don't know. It could mean so many things. I'm a middle-aged man with the same sort of worries that a lot of people have. Am I worried about black mold in the basement? Am I worried about water leaking in? Sure, I'm worried about those things, but I'm always kind of worried about those things. Would they be enough to warrant a DEF-CON level event in my dream world? This feels bigger. It's one of those times where if I was to dig deeper, I'd be curious if I was tapping into a larger collective conscious event, maybe something that even the Princeton EEG computers picked up at the same time. I don't know what's going on. I did go for a walk later on to try and shake the feeling. And strangely enough, this large black dog came running at me out of nowhere. And in my peripheral, it was just this black monster literally leaping at me. So that's a little bit of a hit if we want to talk precognition dreams. But I didn't quite have that gut punch of that being what it was. It was certainly interesting. And then the dog touched my hand with his head, and that's, I don't know, that happens all too often. I'm a bit nipped. It is a weird thing, more than the average amount of, like, if there's a dog within a 1 mile radius that's not on a leash, he's gonna find me and jump on me. And I don't know what it is, because I'm not a bad person, I'm not a threat. I used to think that maybe the dogs were attacking me, but now I almost wonder if it's more of a, hey, like, why aren't you playing with me? I'm right here, guy. I don't know. I need to unpack that a bit more. But strangely enough, as I was recovering from a minor stroke after the dog scared the shit out of me, the dog just disappeared. I don't actually even know where it went, because it was gone like that. But I don't know. That's kind of weird. Is it related to things that are going on in the world? There's certainly a lot of heavy feeling right now in politics, in the world. There's so much going on. I was watching some UFO content yesterday. There was a story about military UAP retrieval program that apparently has these egg-shaped craft that are non-human origin. So man, that's going on in my head. I mean, But these are all artifacts. These types of things don't usually play a major role in my dream. They might play as a symbol, but to give me the kind of feeling that's going to disrupt a whole day and neuro dysregulation and physical body effects. I mean, my guts still haven't even let go. It's been more than 12 hours now. I don't know. It's a lot. It's interesting. I think maybe more time on this, more perspective. This is still pretty fresh, so this may show more meaning in time. Yeah, maybe I'm just making a mountain out of a molehill, but I just can't help wonder with these sort of big 10 on the scale night terrors. If there's a little more to it, there's more that wants to be recognized than just something I saw during the day or an ongoing worry. I don't know. Yeah, that's all I can think of for now. That's my dark water demon dream. Still pretty fresh. If this somehow makes more sense in the future, I will speak more on it. Mainly curious, though, if anyone else has had a dream like this, especially recently, even within the last day. It's always fun to find these correlations. I think some of us are running the same program at times, so dream synchronicities among peers can be rather interesting. Yeah, okay, so that's all for now. Have a great week, y'all.